David has some of the most disgusting and repulsive allegations I have seen in a long time, but unfortunately, there's a lot of misinformation surrounding this case. I have went through every thread, every screenshot. I got into the original Discord where things went down. This is the most wild thing I have ever covered on this channel. Claims of extortion, Celeste allegedly lying about her age, claims that he not only messed with this girl but other underage as well, David allegedly using 2 doppelgangers to get away with murder.
Oh, maybe 3 actually.
And frankly, a lot more. This is part 1 of a 2-part series, and today we're covering his PDF file allegations. Please keep in mind that everything in this video is an allegation, and this is not a court of law. Also, any memes used are just to progress the story, not to disrespect the alleged victims in any way. Okay, so I have a cold sore, and I don't want you guys to see it, so no face cam this video. David, stylized as D4vd, is an American singer from Queens, New York that was later discovered in Houston, Texas. Growing up, he actually only listened to gospel music until he basically got inspired to explore more music after hearing Gucci Gang by Lil Pump, which is pretty ironic. From there, he discovered indie music, started making his own sound to avoid copyright claims on his gaming videos, and then he blew the up. He's a very successful singer. He's damn near a pro Fortnite player. He's been on tour with SZA in 2024. He won an award for his record Feel It. He's been nominated for a number of other awards. You get the idea. He's a big deal, but according to these allegations, he's also a big PDF file. A lot of you already know about Celeste, so instead of going the obvious route, let's talk about Kiera first. And notice how David is actually still following this girl. This is something that will be repeated with several people of interest. Prayers to her family. I used to be close friends with David and we dated when I was 16 and he was 18. We've seen each other in real life 2 times max. And there's so much more, but he introduced me to religion and whatnot, so I'm so shaken up by the fact that he could have done this. I remember a Celeste and have a picture of them together that I've seen in the past. Now, if this is true, then David actually was preying on multiple under 18s, which would make this guy's claims legitimate. This is Engleezy, and in 2023, he exposed David for talking to people he has no business talking to. He only adds under girls. I know, right? I'm not joking either. David only talks to women from the server. Oh, bro, a simp. Ha 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 ha. Yes, for real. Wow. They're also usually 15 to 16 too. WTF? David is a PDF. Nah, bro. Now he only adding females. Facts. They're all too. PDF David. He talks to redacted all the time, and she's 15.
Did the label scrap any of the old snippets? Why'd you block at Engleezy? That dude a troll, but I assume it's about unreleased.
I love trolls. That kid is unhinged.
Any book recommendations? I need to learn these words.
The dictionary, my man.
Is the stuff people told me about you true?
Nope. Just some dudes trying to get clout, spreading false information. Wallahi, he's finished. I knew what he leaked already. What you mean? We're literally preparing to sue him. Ha 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 ha. Lamp is about to owe me $30,000. Legal team going bonkers right now. Now this screenshot is about Lamp, a well-known leaker of music and the bane of David's existence. Apparently Lamp leaked some of his music, and he knows exactly what David has been up to during his free time.
Allegedly.
Keep in mind, David's birthday is March 28th, 2005, and on March 4th, 2023, he was 17. So at least there's some sort of argument to be had here that he was still not an adult yet, and bada 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 ba. But here is Celeste. You remember her? If we look over here, the date is October 23rd, 2022. That would mean David was exactly 17 years old here as well, and Celeste would be
12.
Let's go back to Engleezy for a moment. You may be into music, and you may know that Engleezy has music with David. This music came out after he exposed David, but he knew he was a PDF file, so what gives? Here's his explanation.
So obviously y'all have seen the current David situation. In this video, I just want to address some stuff. Now, a lot of people on Twitter are mad at me because in 2023, I tried to expose David for what he was doing at the time. And I just want to clear up that the stuff from 2023 was not about the Celeste girl that was obviously recently in the news. It's nothing to do with her. I didn't know about her. I didn't know she was 13. I maybe heard her name once or twice. These were other girls under girls that had claimed David had messaged them or had, you know, relationships with them or, you know, doing inappropriate things with them. And I want people to know that in 2023, I did try and bring the situation to light. And a lot of people remember, you know, I was having a lot of for it. It got so bad that David's legal team had got in contact with me to remove everything. I've attached an email here that I received from his team in 2023. And basically they removed my song with David from, you know, streaming services because apparently I was spreading misinformation. The thing is, after that, I got in touch with David and I was like, yo, are the claims true and all of this? And he was like, he literally said, I've got it here. He said, no, it's just some people trying to get clout. You know, there's no evidence and stuff. After that, everything was shut down. Everything, you know, no one else came out after that. So from my point of view, you guys need to understand that it did look like they were just claims. Not just that, but in 2023, when I made the claims, David's legal team did not want anyone to know that David was doing this type of stuff. So basically they blamed me and said that I was leaking music, but I wasn't leaking any music. They blamed me for leaking music. I was leaking the facts. So they just said that they're gonna blame me for leaking music. That's my punishment. My song is off. That's it. And you guys need to understand that I felt terrible. I felt like I was gonna ruin his career out. You know, I felt like I was spreading misinformation for him. I felt disgusting, bro. I was like, I gave him claims that weren't true because from what it looked like to me, they weren't true.
I could go over the inner workings of this, but it really doesn't matter all that much. The key takeaway is that David's label went after both Lamp and Engleezy. Now Lamp I get, but Engleezy? A new girl David had quote-unquote dated in 2023 while she was younger has gotten in touch with me, and she has multiple screenshots of everything that happened between them. Just know that there could be even more people comfortably enough to come out. Please do. We will do our best to help. Hola. Okay, so I've been up all night thinking logically about you, work, life, relationships, and realized something that you'd agree with. You see it the way I do. Straight from my heart, I really, really, really love you. But I've been checking my schedule for the rest of this year and next year, and I'm barely in Texas. I believe long distance relationships work under the right conditions, like you being able to travel with me, etc., but you're still in school. With that also being said, I don't like hiding anything from anyone. I would love to have a public relationship with someone, but the way that this is going, we have to have a secret or something. I want you to be happy, but you still have so much left to do in these last 2 years of high school, and it may change your view on this stuff entirely, and I would gladly wait for you if we are both in the right headspace when that time comes. I want to still be here for you though at talk like we did before it got complicated. I love and care about you and need to make sure you're not alone. We are still interlinked. Please express yourself thoroughly. No okay or KK. I want to know everything going through your head. I know I butchered that a little bit, but yeah, so that's a new victim just popped up. New Pokemon. I said Celeste was 12, but there's actually reason to believe David knew her a year before this when she was 11.
Or even possibly when she was 10. This theory comes from an alleged friend of David from his Fortnite days, who claims David met Celeste on the game back in the day. Yo, I'm watching the live right now, but I just want to say this because me and my friend is trying to recall everything. We were all in Fortnite team called Chronic, which is where I met him. He met her in like 2021 through Fortnite, I'm pretty sure, and then he made her get Discord. Everyone in the team knew about her, and he would joke about it and brush it off every time it got mentioned. That's all I personally know, but my friend Pistol knows more because they talked way more. She would literally say he explicit her, but then he followed it up with a joke, so I don't know if she was being for real or not. He was also just a weirdo, to be honest. He used to send gore in group chats, but I'm not surprised considering he... Now what's interesting about this is that David allegedly met her on Fortnite. As I said before, David was and still is an excellent Fortnite player, so it's not surprising he would gain the attention of people on the game, especially because he hit 6 figures in subs just off of his clips. Speaking of subs, here's a sandwich. David also wrote an interesting song back in 2022.
With the lyrics, can't we just take our time? We don't have to get attached. I know what the problem is. Save your tears. 7 years. I know life is complicated. You don't have to say no more. Don't know if I'm going to make it. We both have to find a way to work it out. My head is aching. You're the one that started this. This last line is very interesting because of the whole claim that Celeste actually lied about her age to David and said she was 16. I don't know who in their right mind would actually believe this considering what she looks like, but here's the story. Psych! Hold that thought. Let's go over the other alleged girls real quick because there's 2 more PDF file allegations to get through. This allegation comes from Heidi Ferrero.
Took this screenshot a while ago to show my friend before anyone says anything. I strongly believe that he deserves so much accountability. I wasn't gonna say anything, but after hearing all the news, it's so disgusting to even think about how I even liked or talked to this man back in 2024 when I was in high school. During this time, I didn't even know how old he was or even who he was, but after hearing about the case of Celeste, it's so overwhelming to even think about how he can do this to that poor girl. I'm so lucky to even be here today. Wow. I'm still so in shock about all of this. Justice for Celeste.
Honestly, we can't read anything on the screenshot, so there's not much to analyze, but the point she's making here is that he was texting people who was young and still in high school, which this might be controversial, but on its own, it's not that big of a deal. As long as it doesn't get personal in any way, then in my opinion, it's fine. You should interact with your fans in an appropriate fashion. He, on the other hand, with his alleged relationship with Celeste Rivas Hernandez, was not being a responsible adult around these younger fans. He was actually allegedly preying on them, which is such an egregious abuse of power, it's revolting to even think about. This next one comes from under Adventurous Pool 320. When's your next stream? LMAO, I swear you're shorter than me. Nah, you mad because I guessed your real height. No, you didn't. Let me find out you like a dwarf for real. WTF you be wearing these days? It's giving Lil Uzi Vert. Stop. You sang with an accent. Always have, LOL. I really noticed it when you released your It For Me remix thingy. I thought someone else was singing it. Ha ha ha. That's so real. I don't even know how I developed it. It just stuck now. LMAO, I can't wait to see you perform in late June. You're coming? W. You're literally on my phone case. It's a must to go. As I said before, this is inappropriate. There's a way to speak to younger fans, and this is not it. Responding to stories, excessive emojis, etc. It's giving interested beyond the normal fan interaction, which, given the age discrepancy, is fucking gross. I could see if y'all were similar ages, but Jesus, dude. He followed me in 2023 when I was well under the age of 18, and these are our texts. I also remember one of his friends saying in a group chat I was in, saying, all David follows is teen girls. Something along the lines of that. So there must be other victims. I figure I should prove that Celeste and David actually had a relationship before I cover this.
Allegedly.
So here's a boatload of information. You see the comment here about 10 bands? This is actually a reference to this text message. How many racks can I have? Give me 10 bands right now. He sends $9,000.
I can't stop falling for her. I'm $1,000 short, but who cares?
My parents are so annoying. They won't let me go see you perform. Don't worry, I'll fix it. At David's girlfriend.
Why are you adding me? Jokes. Ha 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 ha.
I'm finna tell Celeste.
As you guys can clearly see in this photo here, this is Celeste hiding behind her bag. That's that same bag on his couch in this TikTok. So just more proof that they were hanging out at his house, in his home, in his private residence. I mean, honestly, I can pretty much say he's one of these guys just off of this. But you know, legally, he hasn't been charged. So instead, I'll just show you much
more evidence.
like this video of Celeste on stream with him.
I media trained you.
No, you didn't.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of kids.
Really good.
Okay,
It's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh my. Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes.
Delete this VOD? Now why would anyone want to do that, David?
If you think that was bad.
This other video of her on stream with him. To be clear, this actually isn't Celeste. Or it is Celeste, but it's not our Celeste. This is a entirely different girl named Celeste Herrera.
I can't forget.
Hi,
Good
how
to
are
see
you?
Celeste, I've been chilling, just bobbing.
I want.
At first, I thought this was just his type. I mean, both these girls look exactly alike, and Celeste Herrera is even seen wearing some of Celeste Rivas' clothes in certain videos, which is also pretty weird now that I think about it. Why would David want us thinking this girl is our Celeste? And here's something else that's kind of weird. I found out there's an entirely different girl that looks similar to our Celeste that David also follows as well. And this girl's name is Vanessa. You can see her in this stream here with Herrera. And also, Jesus Christ, I feel like I'm a broken record right now. There's yet another girl, but we'll cover her a little bit later. Let's get this straight. There was at least 4 girls around him that look like each other. 3 of them are over 21, but only one of them ended up in pieces inside of a Tesla trunk. And only one of them had to hide their face everywhere they went. And only one of them was 14. It's actually...
Probably just a coincidence. To be clear, this is a major issue. This is Celeste Rivas Hernandez, and this is Celeste Herrera. Herrera has a butterfly tattoo on her neck and is commonly seen with these geeky ass glasses. Now this is one of her defining features, okay? This is how we know which one is which in certain situations. Keep that in mind because I'm going to cover that a little bit more later in this video. This video is Herrera and people think this video is Rivas. Read what the chat is saying. There's no escaping this, bro. Caught you with 4K. Don't get canceled, dog. Caught. GG's. Pray for his career, chat. Nah, he dead for real. You done for, bro. This entire story is full of twists and turns, so let me direct you to subscribing to this channel and watching this video from a guy who recognized our Celeste.
That's her in my classroom in front of this poster right here. Okay, hold up. I got another one because I got a picture on TMZ of this other kid exchanging stuff with the rapper who we alleged did this stuff. Hold on a second, because he's also in my classroom.
Wait, what?
He's also in my classroom.
That's fucked up.
How's that even possible?
How long ago was
This, we all just found out yesterday who it was, but she's been missing since I taught her. So when I taught her, she met this dude on social media. He was a rapper in LA. He came and got her. She ran away from home. She was gone for like a month. The cops found her in Hollywood, brought her back to our school. She came back to our school, kind of told people this story. She disappeared again in May of that year, May of 2024. That's when her friends told me what happened, that it was this rapper, that they were like blackmailing him, all of this stuff. And then I found out yesterday that she's now dead in that rapper's car, cut into pieces.
As many of you may know, a body was recently found dismembered in a Tesla belonging to David, a popular singer. Today, the body was identified as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Right when the picture went public of Celeste, I instantly recognized her from 2024 in April when her and David came together to a jewelry shop I used to work at. I remember this moment so vividly because when they came in, there was something off about Celeste. She was very high, and she was with David, who I recognized because he's a popular singer, but she was very obviously younger than him, and she was very out of it. I was helping her out with jewelry, and she was all over the place. So that situation really stuck in my brain, and I really remembered her face. So when her picture was released to the public, I instantly recognized her as the girl that was with David. And the fact that she was found in his trunk, dismembered, is just unbelievably sad and horrific. And my heart just goes out to the family and her friends and everybody who's affected by her death. But there is a lot of questions around this and a lot of unanswered questions. So please, find answers.
We will definitely find answers, Liam, but I do have to remind everyone, this video isn't about the murder part of the story. It's only about David allegedly dating under 18s. And with that being said, let's go over the claim that Celeste lied. This claim comes from Chandler. Not even a year ago, my homie told me that David owes someone in Lake Elsinore. Now this girl is dead missing from Elsinore? Weird. He told me he gave someone in Elsinore money because he was with a younger and showed me a picture of it too. I didn't even know if I believed it at the time, but now I'm tweaking. Now this photo was taken on the corner of Laguna Avenue and Riverside Drive in Lake Elsinore, California. As you can clearly see, this is the same place. This is also the Tesla that was impounded with Celeste's body, shown here.
My homie showed me that pic a long time ago. I had no idea who the people were. I didn't even really ask much questions. I was just like, damn, that's crazy if that's true. Fast forward, bruh, there's a missing girl. Like I said, man, my homie sent me this 6 months ago. Something like that. I didn't even think about it at the time, bruh. Fast forward to now, bruh. It's crazy, bruh. It's crazy to say something, bruh. The news came out about the girl. I put 2 and 2 together, and now we got this pic, bro. Here we are with this pic, bruh. I got in contact with the homie who showed me this picture in the first place, and he messaged this kid, and I'm about to show you those messages right now.
So we're gonna read this ourselves. If you really tried to ruin your life, I will help you, bud. Dude, please. Actually, Ethan, you don't know how bad this is. Explain how bad it is, then. Bro, this was a secret. That wasn't supposed to get out. David didn't know how old the girl was. She was lying and saying she was 19 when he was 20. And the second he found out, he took her home. And since we were dumbass kids, we tried to blackmail him. And we really messed up. And if you keep that video up, you could ruin his life for doing nothing over a girl lying. And then you could ruin my life because he would know I leaked it. And I could go to jail for slandering him, bro. Pay me. Who the fuck is talking to this guy here? I will help you, bud? Pay me? This doesn't make any sense. He claims Celeste was saying she was 19 when he was 20, but this is bullshit because he's 20 right now. And he met Celeste when he was 16 years old? So wait. Let me get this straight. There's a 4-year discrepancy in this entire allegation.
Bro's tweaking. What's done in the dark always comes to light. Dude, you're weird. Why would you do that? Why would you blackmail?
Yo, is this the girl that you blackmailed him with? Bro, answer this. Serious.
And bro, guess what happens next, bro? Dude just blocked him on everything, bro. And then he sent me his Instagram too. And I can't find his Instagram, but he sent me that he blocked him on Instagram too. This is the screenshot he sent me. So yeah, he blocked him on Instagram and TikTok right after.
Unfortunately, we never got confirmation from this guy, but anyone with 2 functioning brain cells can see that this claim,
it doesn't make any sense. Any fucking sense.
Then I found this guy's Discord and it has the same @ as his TikTok. So this is clearly from the same person. I want to tell everyone about how David is a PDF file. Did y'all know David likes... You aren't giving any proof, so that's all I'm gonna think. This the girl, she came back home in March, then went missing again in April. This was sent back in August 16, 2024, which would make David 18 at the time this expose was sent. 2 years too early for any of this to line up. But then again, if we go back to this slide, this all happened not even a year ago, so...
Unfortunately, he discovered too late.
But at least according to this message, Gonzalo actually knew David was connected to Celeste. And according to this message, David and Celeste were at least acquainted in late 2022, with some people even saying they were dating in 2024 and 2025. This was pretty upfront the entire time, much earlier than both these screenshots leave you to believe. We've all seen this, but in case you haven't, this guy is a PDF file from what I've heard. My sister, who is now in 9th grade, told me that he was dating an 8th grader, let's call her C. She would go on trips with him to LA. They're all in 9th grade now, and it turns out C's friends knew, and he would pay them to keep their mouth shut. C has been missing for over a month now, and no one knows her whereabouts. Definitely something strange going on. Have you been able to talk to anyone about this? The truth will definitely come out, but I feel like you and your sister could provide more information to the police to figure out who was being paid. And of course, this other Reddit post talking about her and David allegedly messing around when she was in 7th grade. This guy is a weirdo. A close friend's little sister from the IE ran away last year, and this is who she was with. We think her sister was pimping her out. She was in 7th grade at the time. LAPD sweeped this place in the hills. I'm terrified that's who's in the car. Nobody has heard from her in months. I won't release names as she's still a minor, but she was from Lake Elsinore. Whoa, hope this is not the case. Keep in mind, this is saying that LAPD swept this place in the hills. Now this comment is actually from like 7 days ago, and we got the news that LAPD swept this house 6 days ago. So I'm wondering if there was 2 sweeps or maybe 2 different houses that was searched. I'm not sure. Let's keep reading. I strongly doubt this is true. He has a very public social media presence, and there's no one under and his road crew. I have only heard good things about David from tour and venue staff. Don't post stuff like this with all this speculation going around. You're going to feed witch hunts like that. It isn't speculation. It literally happened. I don't really care if you heard nice things about him that has no impact on my personal negative experience. Now please keep in mind the average 7th grader is 12 to 13. Also note that there was a rumor that her older sister pimped her out. Now, read this. When I was writing this, I got a notification from you as you were talking about wanting to be with your mom and your sister again. Take me where I belong, but our circumstances won't allow us to be in our ideal situations. We gotta push through it, bro. Check the date, May 10th, 2022. Celeste's birthday is September 7th, 2010. She was 11 when this tweet was made. Also, the idea that she was asking to go home to her mother and sister, but he, for some reason, wouldn't allow it is fucking despicable. This is very obviously an alleged grooming situation, and even David's family knew he was doing this. This video is from June of last year. Celeste was 14. Boy next to her is David's younger brother, Caleb. Here he is with David freestyling together. And here they are, chilling together after a show. This is quite literally his younger brother. There's no doubt about it. Also, here's more proof a bunch of people on Discord knew her and David were together as well. Who the fuck is David's ex? The one girl, the yay woohoo girl. I just remember her commenting on my TikTok, cutie patootie. Girl, hey, I want you. His girlfriend here? It's at deleted user. And this person even followed her on Instagram. This is her account, by the way. We know this because this account is following her brother. And David is following her brother, which, by the way, someone confronted her brother about the situation, and this is what he said. Dude, why does David follow you? All respect to your sister, and I hate how shitty people are being. Was it really him? Jesus, all love, man. Yes, it was him, because he found my account out of nowhere and followed me. Fuck. Well, he has it coming. That's wild, just randomly. Did you even ever talk to him? I met him once in person. Did you and your family know of your sister being with him? Like she was living with him? All of this stuff is so confusing and disgusting. I knew and went to the police about it, but lack of evidence. So it was waved off. Bullshit. Now that there's 1,000 people backing you up, that won't happen again. But if they had listened, even then they don't do anything. They haven't even done anything towards him. That's how it is with celebrities. Just look at fucking Diddy. They don't do shit. I know. It really sucks. Effing crazy people suffer for it. How long has she been gone? Dead? 2 weeks. Damn, that soon? People have been saying like a month. The dude's a weirdo. His songs all have weird messages and imagery. What do you think happened? Like he didn't want her to expose him being with her? I don't know. Damn. Was your sister like in love with him and choosing to stay? I'm guessing it was all just him manipulating her. Yeah, she was always saying that he was waiting till she was 18 to get married and stuff like that. I feel like he wouldn't know this without at least knowing something about David, but whatever. Really sick. What's crazy is all those people in his circle who knew and didn't say anything. I saw one guy did get sued by him. I'm sure you would have too if you kept pushing. To be clear, Lamp was sued for leaking music, not exposing David. Engleezy got a takedown notice of a song with David after trying to expose David. Nobody was sued for defamation. Dog, what? I never knew that. My sister wouldn't say anything. Ever. Dude, there's so much stuff in that Discord he has. WTF? There's a Discord? Yeah, it was just his fan Discord and stuff. I wasn't in it obviously, but from what I know, he was decently active in it. And some screenshots and screen recordings were posted today and yesterday after the news showed one guy saying this. At everyone, I'm in a song crisis right now. Do the one with the missing girl Celeste Rivas Hernandez. 95% sure it's legit. Someone who was in the server before it was locked, screen recorded, then looking up the message, and it wasn't edited or anything. WTF. No effing way, dude. Please send me more if you know, dude. I got you, bro. Let me find everything that's been posted for you. That's why I said so many people were after David now after this. They have found so much evidence to back this stuff up. Dude, I never knew this stuff. Only a small number of people were aware until today. I wish I would have known. I could have used this. You didn't have your sister added on Discord, right? I don't even have Discord. Yeah, I was just seeing because someone took a screenshot of her account supposedly. This is what I got. Are those photos her? And that song was an unreleased David song apparently. Here's the video just proving those messages are real and stuff. Yes. Did you know of any of your sister's Instagram accounts? There were some messages people said were her messaging friends but not really confirmed yet. That's my sister, dog. Fuck it is. You think this real? Yes, I do. I know who Gus is. He's dead. What happened? He got shot up. Dead. You think by David or just some other stuff? Other stuff. Ah, okay. Now, from what we know, her brother was pretty clueless about what was going on with his sister. Why the F are people lying saying that I knew more? I didn't, so I don't know why the F people are lying trying to make me look bad. Celeste did nothing but love me. I was one of the only people she loved, bro. I never knew information about anything up until the last time she left. I'd even wager his older siblings and mother kept the more disturbing details away from him so he wouldn't have to worry. Although I'm confused as to why his mother didn't go after David. Grown man with a 12-year-old would be enough to get most people behind bars. But I digress. Now these screenshots are important because it proves there was actual sexual relations between David and Celeste.
Allegedly.
I'm just gonna check up on you. I don't want to talk to anyone. That's it. Okay, yes, of course. But you have to swear you're gonna stay safe. Are you still gonna talk to David or go back with him? Because I don't want you to get into any more trouble with him. I'm safe. No, I'm not. Okay. I love you. I'll text you in about a week. Don't delete Insta. Love you too. I won't get into any more trouble with him. What happened? We know they somehow broke up. Was this before or after the alleged pregnancy? Oh yeah, there's a pregnancy involved. I'm sure some of you guys already knew this, and I have some exclusive details on this.
She wasn't.
But let's finish these DMs first. I made it. It can bleed and not bleed during, because you probably did it when you were younger. You don't have to bleed the first time. I didn't because I wasn't interested. You said you bled. What? I thought I did, but I just got my period. I only bled with David. With Gus, I was just drunk and did it because he got mad at me the first time for not having relations with him. If this is true, then both David and Gus violated Celeste. At the very least, it confirms how allegedly serious David was with Celeste. An on and off relationship, a deep commitment with deadly consequences. According to Celeste Brother, Gus met a well-deserved end by gun violence for some reason, although I'm still looking into exactly who Gus was. The important thing to note is that two different people took advantage of Celeste before she was even a teenager. Remember how I said there was multiple versions of Celeste around David? Well, a new allegation just popped up today, and I want to talk about that some more, but first, let's go over the baby allegations.
Are you happily married or single? Me and @DeletedUser got a kid on the way.
What should I name my kids, guys? I'll join the group chat with wifey and give y'all the story time. Also, this screenshot is making rounds, but I checked the logs and it's not really about weird relationships. It's more about BBL baddies and people cheating in modern day relationships. Not supporting anything David does because Jesus Christ, there's so much evidence against him. I like to be transparent about everything I find out. Wowzers. Yeah, David's pregnant. Just so you know, March next year. Haha. I'm still actively confirming some things about this, but this account is thought to be Celeste. And this photo of Celeste and David chilling backstage together allegedly proves it.
Not so fast.
To be clear, Celeste's death certificate came back, and according to the medical examiner, Celeste was not pregnant at the time of her death, which means one of three things happened. Either she had a miscarriage, which is likely if you believe all of the reports of her partying with a variety of substances, or she had the baby in private, which is not as likely as she was not showing in any media, or this instance of @DeletedUser actually wasn't Celeste. Everybody assumes it was her at the time because of the picture that followed later in the conversation, but it's also possible it could have been an entirely different deleted user, but only time will tell.
Unfortunately, it's super hard to find some information because people like Xerxify is actively deleting logs in this Discord. I want to remind everyone that if this was anything illegal that can be seen as evidence, then this is quite literally obstructing or specifically tampering with evidence and can be used to prosecute the offender up to 20 years in prison. Actually, an extremely stupid thing to do during an active investigation. If you think the police aren't going to get a warrant within 30 days, then you are dead wrong. And speaking of dead wrong, if you aren't subscribed, you should really feel bad right now. This wall of text here is an allegation of extreme proportions. There is something in here that may be able to prove that David was using the other versions of Celeste as a fallback in case our Celeste was discovered. This is the lookalike I alluded to earlier. She should look familiar. She's yet another Celeste lookalike that was even used in a very strange music video that alludes to David being in love with a girl who died that looks just like our Celeste.
So I have a friend who was friends with David, and I was around David because of him. Heads up, it's a long read. My friend and I found out about the car September 8th, and my friend contacted David after, and he just responded with, I can't say anything about that because I don't know what's going on. My car was stolen, and I'm talking to the police. That was the last thing David said. As things started to come out online and the ID of the victim, we realized that the body that was found was his girlfriend Celeste, the 19-year-old we met a few times after his shows, kickbacks, and parties. One thing I can talk about that I am 100% sure is the two Celestes, because I've met them both and spoken to them both. One thing about that, looking back, that I find weird is that when they were both in the same room, the older one calls herself Cece. If one was there and the other one wasn't, then she would call herself Celeste. Now, I wasn't too close to David, but my friend was. He was always invited to events or kickbacks at his place or his shows at hotels, and he would bring me with him. He was always surrounded by other streamers and TikTokers, Mark's Fat and this guy Ben. Now, when he would stream with other people at his place, he would pull Celeste, the younger, to the side and tell her he was going to stream and she can watch him in the room, so the girl would go hide out. I would specifically remember this because this happened during a tattoo party he threw, and there was a female artist
Jay, who came from the IE San Bernardino, I believe, and she actually refused to tattoo younger Celeste because she needed an actual copy of her consent forms, and the younger Celeste was asking for a butterfly behind her neck like Cece. And I remember the artist kept saying no, and David started to get annoyed and told the artist that she lost out on the clientele he was going to bring her, and said that she was fine, she just has a policy like his NDA that she likes to follow. He tried to tell the artist, Jay, that Celeste already had tattoos and she shouldn't worry about it because she is 19. And she told David, dude, I'm not gonna lie, she looks 13, I need the ID. I respect your NDA, please respect my policy. He just said, okay, and pulled Celeste to the side and told her he was going to call his other artist later and that he was going to go stream and she should go to the room. She can come out when he's done. He kissed her on the forehead, came back to Jay and apologized to her and gave her a side hug. By the way, I was getting tattooed. Cherry blossoms on the inside of my wrist, posted on her Instagram with purple nails, and my friend didn't get anything that day, but he did get a Princess Mononoke tattoo on his back by her the last tattoo event David had in May of last year. When this back and forth was happening and when he left, I asked her if this was the first time she's tattooed him, and she said no, and that was her second time there because last party this fat guy named Mark told her Celeste was a younger, but she wasn't sure if it was true or not. But if so, Jay wanted nothing to do with that stuff, and she didn't understand why the last party she came and that CC girl was getting called a different name. She couldn't remember what, but it wasn't Celeste. I tried reaching out to the artist Jay on Instagram to see what happened after the last party. I seen her where my friend got tattooed by her around May of 2024. It was before David's My House Is Not a Home tour, but no reply. And I tried again recently, but noticed she hasn't posted since November of last year, which is scary. I believe the last time David contacted my friend was when he played a show in San Diego, August the 5th. Also, I'm hearing that the older Celeste is claiming she never knew or met Celeste, and that's a damn lie because this is Celeste in the back, and that's her looking annoyed and miserable as usual. Now, to be clear, we're going to go over this exact claim later in this video, but this is technically not true, but I'm going to continue on. When I spoke to her, she always seemed bothered when David's girlfriend was around, and she wasn't getting his attention. I don't know, it always seemed like a love triangle, so I thought. Also, I find it weird that there's no information on David's whereabouts now, and he blocked my friend because he sent him a text and it was a green bubble. He does have a family in Texas, and I know he's from NYC, so maybe he's out there hiding, but let's hope Celeste gets justice. And the older Celeste needs to be questioned because it is crazy odd that she was seen wearing a dead girl's clothes. She always gave me bad vibes. Okay, so let's unpack this. Number 1, David reported the car stolen.
That was a lie.
Number 2, Celeste was really being touted as 19 years old, which after 3 years of knowing each other, let's say that it did actually start when he was, 16 going on 17, maybe 17, then yeah, I guess it could maybe technically work, but I really highly doubt that, and that's kind of absurd to even think about. Number 3, if you remember, other Celeste, or in this case Cece, has a very identifiable butterfly tattoo on her neck. Apparently our Celeste wanted the exact same tattoo on her neck. Why? Well, neck. Think back to everything you've seen about this case. That tattoo has been the easiest way to tell the two apart this entire time. Not to mention the other two girls that look similar enough to make things weird. He quite literally has a harem of Celeste, and there has been a consistent effort to make them indistinguishable from each other. Number 4, this is the picture that they thought Celeste was in, but that's actually not Celeste, that's Vanessa in the back. Notice what she's wearing on her head though. Yep, Celeste scarf. The same scarf from this photo. Why is Vanessa wearing a dead girl's clothes? We have no idea, but moving on, right? Number 5, David has a guilty conscience about Celeste enough to actively hide her. We already knew this, but this takes it a step further. He was directing her out of live streams. He was telling her not to come out after finishing. Yeah, that's not looking good. Mark was allegedly David's ex-bodyguard, although he denies ever being his bodyguard. These texts were circulating for a bit, but it seems they are all fake. Again, I'll cover a lot of the fake stuff at the end of this video, but Mark did actually claim he was David's bodyguard.
You and David talking to the bands. I used to be bodyguard for him, bro. I was bodyguarding for him in 2022.
But the key thing to note is that he later walked that back, claiming it was all a joke.
So he did that stream with Jason.
Okay, so why were you guys typing in Discord
together? Those aren't real messages.
Either way, the person from the story is claiming not only did Mark know Celeste's age, but even tipped the tattoo artist off to her real age at this first event. If this is believed to be true, then it's not looking good for Mark, especially because he's the streaming guy, and this was all specifically called out to be an event with streaming.
Listen, did you hear about the David case?
Oh,
singer.
David with the
Yes.
slat in the back trunk.
He was
yeah.
the bodyguard for him.
I helped him bury her. It's crazy.
No.
What the?
There's actual reason to believe Mark would be involved in some way if all of this lines up. If not as a bodyguard, but as a helper or main focus. Mark has been adamant about not being involved in any way, so I won't push it any further. Certainly not like Mark here in this video.
I'm feeling like we need a speed round, so here's everything weird I've noticed. These weird videos that David reposted talking about harming your partner for whatever reason. Remember when I said this was an open secret? Waiting for LAPD to get your ass for messing with a 13 girl?
David says, "I'm so weird, man. The mannequin. I am a mannequin. I have no heart, no bones, no expression, but I do have eyes. These eyes don't tell the story of a human, but rather tell a human story. The women walk by, they touch my clothes, admire my figure, they take pictures of me, but I'm unable to smile. On the third day of every week, one woman takes me to a dark room and tears me apart, piece by piece, limb by limb. I see her lips moving, but cannot hear her words. Neither can I scream, for my mouth is manufactured shut. I despise this woman, for she knows not the feelings of pain and anguish she causes me. The repetition drives me mad, but I shall not express myself, for this is the way I was made. Not made to move, not made to speak, not made to love, not made to hate, but I have these feelings still. Why, if I was manufactured as a shell, does my hollow body begin to feel? I wish I could tell this woman who I hate, the thoughts on my mind. But I have no mind, for it is not my place to think, rather to stand and simply watch." Now this is a very unsettling poem. I imagine it has something to do with fame, the fact that you become a product in and of itself. But yeah, I'll let you guys think about it in the comments.
In the Here With Me music video, this video deals with death of a partner and dreaming about growing old with them. David has abruptly moved out of his LA home that cops raided. This is the same home that they took some material out of. This is the same home that they speculate Celeste may have actually gotten murdered in. Allegedly, of course. So yeah, that's kind of whatever. There was some people walking around that actual property because I guess it was public knowledge that he was there, or at least they kind of put two and two together. So it does kind of make sense that he moved out.
His parents also got swatted, so I can't really blame him.
He speed through the night in the outskirts of Houston, responding to a 911 call about a deadly shooting.
Yeah, Waller County Sheriff's Office.
I heard some gunshots, and I think someone's dead.
When they arrive at the home in question, guns are drawn. But after talking with the people who answered the front door, they quickly learn the call was fake. A case of swatting, someone reportedly using a device that alters voices, calling in a false report. In this case, the people living in the house were the parents of David.
Still, police hasn't said anything about if they found anything, which is concerning, but it is what it is. The narrative here is that they're trying to stack up as much evidence as possible.
But from what I can tell, the current theory is that she may have overdosed in some way, and David, or a co-conspirator, simply hid her body out of fear.
Celeste is known as Hello Kitty Girl because she basically loves Hello Kitty. David, he has Hello Kitty trinkets. He has on Hello Kitty shirts. He changed his profile picture to Hello Kitty. He has a Hello Kitty mug in this photo here. He does a lot of things that allude to Hello Kitty. People were just thinking that he was just fun and bubbly and stuff. Now it seems a little bit more sinister. And when we look at this picture, David's TikTok profile picture, it's literally of a black Hello Kitty doll with blood splattered all over its shirt. He had that blood splattered merch as well that he was selling that was recently pulled from his merch website, understandably. Now, people have speculated that this TikTok that was posted on February 7th, 2024 was the same day Celeste was wearing Hello Kitty Crocs, okay? She was 11 in 2021. That would make him 16 at the time. Now, if we look in this picture to the right here, it says boyfriend's kitty. You can clearly see her Crocs on. He even has the little Hello Kitty attached to his pants, all right? But if you look at the TikTok, okay, now I know it was posted in 2024, but as you read it, when your card declines at therapy and they bring in that one Hello Kitty girl you met in 2021. Now,
2021 is kind of a specific year. It's kind of weird. There's big speculation that it was around that time, around the time she was 11 or 12, and that would coincide with the timeline that people basically got down.
To be clear, the last time Celeste was seen alive was January the 2nd. This is confirmed by private investigator Steve Fisher that's actually on this case. Now, someone by the name of ExilesFuneral says, last time me and Celeste called, she was drunk and spam calling David. They have matching tattoos from when they dated. David used to have pictures of her up on his Instagram, but after they broke up, he took it off. Only thing throwing me off is the age, but I'm just going to assume she lied about her age to everyone in our friend group back then because they did date, and then 2 days after that call with me and her, she deleted her whole account. Pictures too also looks just like her. No way it's another Hispanic Celeste with the same curls, same face, that just don't make sense. Wow. Gets to a point with coincidences.
Celeste face reveal, LMFAO, here's a face reveal, at peace, and that definitely looks like Celeste in this picture. Was getting too many messages, hate being in this type of stuff, but the body that was found in David's car was ID'd as my friend and a friend of my old friend group. It was known that she was dating David. To me, at least, screenshots I'm showing is first me explaining my story with everything in her a bit, showing proof that it's the same girl by name and face from stuff she sent me back then. It's hard to prove some of the screenshots because Instagram deleted her messages when she deleted her new account, but I have old screenshots from her older account that shows her messages, so that's what we just saw. About to add more proof that I knew her, I added a screenshot at the end of us being in the same group chats, matching same name and profile picture as the screenshots of her in the David server, and then another screenshot of a picture of them together and got posted online. David also used to have pictures with her on his post, but later took them off when they broke up from what I could depict. The last time me and Celeste spoke, I believe, was around, definitely December around 2024. She drunkenly called me after asking to call, as you can see in one of the screenshots where I'm telling her I can call in a minute, and she was crying, throwing up, and sharing her screen, showing me that she was spam calling David and spam texting him to pick back up the phone, and how she misses him. I probably have a screenshot of his phone number somewhere, but I couldn't find it. I'll look again when I can. But then a few days after that, called me, and she deleted her account again and went ghost off everything, and I no longer had contact with her, which I didn't see as anything wrong because it wouldn't be the first time she went off the internet. Had no idea she had went missing. To people saying that I'm lying about all this, I genuinely don't understand how I benefit. If anything, I'm cutting certain connections off from myself by speaking out on this, because I'm also a music artist. I was this girl's friend, we were decently close enough for her to talk to me about her relationship, and I am not using her name for anything. I was genuinely distraught when I connected everything together, especially when the last time we heard from her was our call. #David. And here's some of the messages from the account he was mentioning that got deleted. So it does say that the account was disabled. He says, I know. Celeste morning, that was December 5th, presumably 2024. About to play Minecraft, what you doing? Hold on, I'm in the kitchen, give me a minute. I'm gonna just call you later, phone gonna die. This is pretty... as far as allegations go, this is probably one of the more credible allegations because there's a lot of proof that's backing everything up, and everything seems to be very consistent. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. In this TikTok here, he's cleaning a bunch of shoes, and this shoe right here, we look at this other picture here. This is Celeste. She's on the school bus. She has on the same shoes. He's literally cleaning her shoes here. It could be for nefarious reasons. Some people think so, but yeah, no, that doesn't, it's just not a good look. If we look over here, this lady here, Esmeralda, her aunt, she also actually set up the GoFundMe originally at a total of $24,013 raised. Thank you guys so much for actually donating.
Now, this came from the original Facebook post where the missing persons report came from. It says, we still don't know anything about my niece, and I won't get tired of begging God for her to appear safe and sound. I love you, and you know it. May God's mercy accompany you wherever you are. I have faith that you will return to our arms.
So this is from a little bit before the GoFundMe reached its goal. Hey everyone, I've been reading through the comments and I just want to clear a few things up. First, we are absolutely not trying to scam anyone. Every single donation is going directly where it's supposed to. Adding on to this, we want to be clear that we did not know where Celeste was, and we also didn't know who David was. The police haven't shared any information about him with us either. The GoFundMe was originally created by Celestia, aka her aunt herself. She did post it
it, but later had to take it down because people were digging into her account and finding personal information about the family. Out of respect for their privacy and to protect them during this really painful time, we've decided to share it here instead. Her funeral will likely be in 2 to 3 weeks once everything has been finalized. When this is all over, we'll be deactivating this account. We are not clout chasing and we are not scamming anyone. We're simply trying to honor Celeste and support her family through this. This fundraiser is simply about helping the family through an incredibly hard moment. We really appreciate everyone's support, kindness, and prayers. Gracias for almost helping us reach the goal. Yes, I do have access to her archive, but nothing from this account should go public. Police told us not to share any evidence since nothing has been finalized, and we're not even being updated on what's happening. For now, everything will stay private. Also, thank you all for blah 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 blah. I mean, we already reached the goal, guys. We already reached the goal, so that I don't think I need to read that. Should I read that? I don't think I need to read that.
Although it was like some strange messages on Discord where a deleted user, it was around the time Celeste was on the actual Discord, so we don't know if this was actually her, but they're like saying stuff like, my family in Mexico is involved with the cartel. They hook us up with money when we go to Mexico.
Like we know it's drug money.
Which is just pretty funny if that was actually true. Not saying it is. It's just a funny fact, funny thing I wanted to share because you know what? This is a very depressing video all in all. There's just a lot to get through.
Now, David actually does enjoy gore and has mentioned it several times. I used to be addicted to watching gore videos. Death scares the hell out of me. It's such a strange concept. Live leak. Andre, don't start with type shit. Really? Live leak was bookmarked LMAO. I use it to desensitize myself. Not gonna lie, some gore videos are funny. When's the first time you watched gore, David? I saw a cartel execution on Reddit when I was 14. I like writing gory psychological drama, romantic quotes, and a lot of death. You're so effing real for that. I love gore. Got to the point where I don't even cringe when I see it no more. I remember laughing at it at one point. It got bad, man. Yeah, so that's just a thing. I mean, liking gore, I don't think liking gore would lead you to killing people. In my personal opinion, I think that it does desensitize you to the idea of killing people, or at least a gory aspect of it. But yeah, it's kind of weird.
Now, people thought that this was Celeste. That looks nothing like Celeste in my opinion. I don't know who that is supposed to be.
The fuck is that?
Now, the girl from the romantic homicide video is named Cassidy Clark. Some users even said that she kind of looks a bit different from how she looks in the video. This is kind of interesting to unpack because when you look at all of the music videos, they tell similar kind of stories. They all kind of end up in gore, but it's not a very linear story. Like, there's just kind of different gory aspects in each song, if you will. So when we put that together with the fact that the girls seem to look all similar, that's just very off-putting, because why is that the one consistent factor in all these gory scenarios?
Somebody had their own interesting recount. I live in Lake Elsinore, 5 to 10 minutes away. There was so much going on. Her family knew he was with her since she was 11. They didn't care. All they cared for was the money given to them.
Allegedly.
Not just the people that was extorting David. Literally her family as well, which is kind of absurd to think about. But then when you think about that one claim that her sister, quote unquote, pimped her out, which is egregious if true. I'm not saying it is. That whole claim, these people in this community, they're saying stuff like this, doesn't look good either way. But there's a whole other discussion that her family didn't care, her family knew, and I'm not going to cover too much on that actual front. I'm going to let you guys battle it out in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think of the entire possibility of her running away twice and basically being out and about with David for such a long time. That's 4 years with a random, well, almost 4 years with a random dude, with a random older man. He was 16 at the time that they met, or around 16 allegedly at the time that they met.
Now, Celeste Brother, Matthew, actually did say stuff about this. Hi guys, thanks for all the messages. I can't say anything, but I'm grateful for the love that's coming my way. I just asked for respect in this devastating moment. I don't think I'll be accepting any more requests. I'm only using this account to work with the investigators. Peace. And to all journalists, please don't write to me. I can't say anything at all. Let the investigation run its course and let justice be served.
Yeah, unfortunately, she was reported missing in 2024, but they all knew where she was. Even her quote-unquote friends extorted David with money so they wouldn't say where she was staying. I think the mom should be responsible too
for allowing a child move in with a boyfriend at that age. It's too many things, just like a rabbit hole. There's a lot more than what is being said. Here in Elsinore, all her friends are talking about it because she was in communication with them. So sad. Somebody says, but then why did they even report her missing? I think because she didn't go to school, which is, yes, that's true. She was actually skipping school. Carmen goes on to say, she would sneak out at age 11. Her neighborhood is horrible. I'm an adult and wouldn't get caught dead walking in the middle of the night there. Then they saw he had money and they became more dependent and sold, cause what else can you call that quote unquote mother that lets her 13-year-old leave her house with someone who's 18 and not care? Now, I'm actually surprised she can even type all of this on TikTok. Okay, I say one thing. If I type in dead, bro, that comment is getting taken down like immediately. You knew and you didn't say anything? What I know is what I was told when it happened and what could have. I've done when her mom knew, her family knew, they practically sold her.
I just had a stroke.
Now, this person says something that I agree with. So just because you were told something doesn't make it true. How dare you slander her family? You have no idea what that family is going through. A lot of Mexican families do allow their daughters to grow up faster than needed because of how poor our families are, which is a good point. They have been awfully quiet because they knew what they did. If that was my child, I would have raised all hell on earth since that day that she was reported missing. But how could they always know where she was and with who? The friends being paid off was false.
That's a lie.
Nope, the friends are friends in my son's group of friends and they thought it was funny. What is not funny is how as parents they see their kids with money they didn't give them. Girl distracts from the IE. That area is known for parents just letting their little girls run around with older men. It's also a hot spot for trafficking. What? Ooh. Jesus, that's a big claim. Just like I said, there's more to this story, but it's not much I can say about it. Just that the mom should be responsible along with the rest of her family that allowed this to happen. The mother also apparently isn't here, quote, legally, and David kept threatening to turn her in and have her deported if she told anyone or went to... That is actually true. Jesus, I can't even finish that comment without saying anything. If that's actually true, that is fucked up. Let me get your daughter or I'm literally gonna get your ass deported. That is evil. If he actually did that, I'm not saying he did. Obviously, this is all allegations. But if he actually did that, that is 100% undeniably evil.
There's actually a lot more.
Read on your own time.
Don't take all of that as 100% factual information. Please take it with a grain of salt, okay? These are just people that they may have actually knew. They may be telling 100% the truth, but it could be hearsay like, oh, my friend's sister's cousin's brother said that they lived right next to this family and they saw David coming in and out and they even seen that Celeste was pregnant, da-da-da-da-da. Like, anybody can say that. I can literally say that right now. You couldn't verify it for jack shit. So just make sure that you're taking everything with a grain of salt. But we are going to talk about it. We are going to cover it and stuff. Again, these are allegations. I'm never going to give you something and be like, okay, here it is 100%. And then just don't even question it because that would be absurd. Now, I do want to say, yeah, the family hasn't said anything. It seems as if David in the family's eyes is 100% cleared. I haven't seen any of them condemn David. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So yeah, it is kind of strange because of all of this information, because of these allegations, and because we actually knew David and her were hanging out. At least definitively, they had some type of physical connection. Not saying that they had sex, okay? You know, I'm not trying to get legally held responsible for my actions, okay? My words. Jesus Christ. Now, in this picture, Jonkler00 says, please adopt me. I need it. Then he adds Celeste confirm TikTok at 0907. Should we? Now, I actually was on TikTok today at 0907. Now, that's her birthday as well, September the 7th. This TikTok was actually confirmed to be Celeste, just so you guys know. Also, Jonkler, I'm pretty sure, was also inside the... I've seen messages about being quote-unquote adopted by them as well, and even calling Celeste mommy. It's really fucking weird, but yeah, I don't know. I don't want to find the fucking messages right now, but there was some TikTok stuff as well. Like, he was on TikTok too. Like, here it is.
Me and David never actually talked. It was just me and David's girl that was talking. You know, I can explain, like, how we started talking and stuff. If y'all want, I'm gonna just explain what happened while me and David's girl was talking. At first, like, we was talking about shoegaze and stuff, bro. Like, we was talking about music. Her favorite song by David was Dirty Secrets. She really liked that one. That's what she had told me. Like, this proof that I really, like, was talking to her, you know? Like, the last couple of days that we was talking, she got, like, really dry. Yeah, then her account, like, got deactivated, you know? So, I don't know, but yeah, that's basically all, because we didn't really talk for long.
Now, this person is Safiyya D4vds Mod on his Discord. She has been doing a lot of back and forth weird stuff, and I just wanted to call it out. It says, D4vds Mod Safiyya, who had a parasocial relationship with Celeste and David, but now claims she didn't know her, reposted a TikTok that mocked Celeste death. So apparently there was some feelings against Celeste in regards to Safiyya. I have no idea what went down with them. Now somebody says, bro, I don't want to say too much her, but he did. Like, I gotta watch out for what I say. It's just crazy because me and David had been friends for a while, man. Which this implies that they actually know a lot more and don't want to incriminate themselves, just to be clear. How the F did no one ever say anything about it? I was never in here often. I barely knew her existence. And then Safiyya chimes in and says, me too. Now this is very interesting because Safiyya actually knows who Celeste is and has been a part of this Discord for a very long time, since Celeste was actually posting and stuff and interacting with members in this Discord. Now, even in the live stream with Celeste Rivas that I showed earlier, Safiyya is actually in the comment section. This is a user, Safiyya4. They have the mod badge and everything, and they say something it's kind of hard to read. But in another comment, they literally say, oh no, and has the same badges. So she 100% knew. It's really weird that she's acting as if she didn't know. There's a lot of people in the Discord that are trying really hard not to incriminate themselves, which is coming off as very weird and almost very evil. This is some older messages from back in 2024. If we see Safiyya, she says, and I realized he got a new girlfriend. Someone says, we've known for weeks, bruh. Then a deleted user chimes in. You know what she looks like? All I saw was she was white with red hair. And then Safiyya goes, no, I thought he's still dating his previous girlfriend. Yep, red hair. Who was his previous? I'm so slow. She was in his stream before, Safiyya says. Oh, when he was making 2016 and leave her. I'm going to search it up. Like Twitch? Yep. Okay, thank you. He have that stream deleted. LOL. And Skylar even chimed in and said, yeah, she just said something so crazy he had to end the stream and delete the VOD. Safiyya saying she barely knew of Celeste's existence is kind of crazy because she was the same mod who was explaining to someone that Celeste and Yay Woohoo 7 were different people, which we now know is not true. I saw a message that Safiyya left after all the news initially came out, saying that she warned David about potentially getting in trouble in the future. Not sure why she's backtracking all of this now. Because she's trying not to get arrested. Like, this is the Discord message. Celeste is the girl he show in stream. Yay Woohoo 7 is the girl who spoiled him. So I assume my house is not my home is probably about Celeste. So she literally, I mean, like, what more can I say? What more can I show you?
Actually, I'm going to cover some of the fake stuff right now, right, real quick. Okay, so there's a rumor, stupid ass fucking rumor that infant remains were discovered near David's residence. They confirmed Celeste was pregnant. This is not true. Don't know where this information came from, but it's not from a credible source at all. Moving on.
Now, there was a car chase circulating around on Twitter of David running away from the police. This is fake. I mean, obviously this is fake, as we know now if you've been following the entire situation. But yeah, that's fake. Of course, all of the Celeste Herrera stuff and then the Celeste Rivas stuff caused a lot of misinformation. So I cleared up a lot of that in this video, but please be wary of any future evidence. XQC has been trying his best to cover stuff about this case, but some of his facts and information are not very factual or information-y, so please be wary of that. Please be cautious about that because it is unfortunately misinformation. The MarkyNextDoor is actually implicated in a lot of different allegations right now. Specifically, the TwitchCon Emiru incident is being attributed to him. That was not him on stage sexually assaulting her. That was somebody else. The FBI also isn't investigating MarkyNextDoor. That is not true. This picture is also AI. They did not find a dead baby in David's backyard. This is not true. The coffins that David was actually using for his stage performance, those were all props. They did not have actual human body parts in them. Now, we covered David's bloody merch before, but just to be clear, that's red paint. That is not Celeste blood spattered all over those shirts. That was a custom made red paint thing that he did for his supporters and his fans. Okay, there's so much misinformation. Like, this whole segment is getting way too long. This screenshot leaked by Yikes on Instagram. Now, Yikes is a misinformation spreader. They steal a bunch of allegations and information from other people. They slap their fucking on the actual screenshot, whatever they find, and that's how they built up, like, I think almost 20,000 followers on Instagram. They made this huge Discord. There was this whole thing about it. Yikes is not a good person. They're pretty shitty. This is a fake screenshot here, leaked by Yikes on Instagram. Crazy. They didn't even verify the information that they were spreading. Fucking disgusting. They're on my ass, bro. Like, F, don't worry, dude. You're performing and stuff. Why would you be a suspect? I won't. They found it so quick, though. Was planning on being out the US. 4 stuff went down. You're good, gang. Again, this is fake. This is fake. Yikes is not a reliable or credible source. Now, if we look here, this is supposedly court documents, but check the tag, leaked by Yikes on Instagram, so you know it's fake. It says Melissa Burke, mother, Ryan Burke, brother. To any authorized law enforcement officer, you are commanded to arrest and bring before the court David Anthony Burke. All fake. This is all fake. This entire warrant is fake. He never confirmed anything. This is what pisses me off the most, because it's like, you could actually look into this stuff. I would never just share some. It's just so scummy. It's so scummy. Do not believe everything you fucking see on the internet. This picture of Celeste and David posted on TikTok and stuff like that. This is an AI pic. This picture is also AI. This did not happen. There's another AI pic. Here it is. This also didn't happen. This is not real. And this video right here, it's David. He's on stage. He's performing. Now, if you see, they're zooming in on, they're looking up a little bit. This girl back here is not Celeste. Celeste was already, like, dead. So, no, that's not her. Please be mindful of what you see on the internet. Try to fact check everything. I'm going to try my best to make sure you guys get the correct information. That's why this video is taking a little bit longer than everybody else's video. Everybody else has been able to pump out 2 or 3 videos. Now, just to be clear, we're going to be covering the actual murder part in another video, so click that subscribe button to stay informed and updated about any future updates in regard to this case. Now, I know that Steve Fisher actually did find some sadistic farm tools. Is that what he said? But yeah, some weird farm tools was found in David's residence or car, something like that, that would lead one to believe that he could easily dispose of a body. So yeah, I'll cover that in a later video. This is everything that I found in relation to them actually dating and being together, allegedly, of course. Now, in my personal opinion, okay, without any facts or anything, very subjective, not objective, okay, very subjective, I do believe that he and Celeste were dating. They definitely did do some weird stuff together. She probably did lie about her age a little bit, just from the stuff that I can find. I don't believe that he actually believed that she was the age that she was actually saying she was. I just don't think he cared. That's my personal opinion. Leave your personal opinions in the comments down below. If I forgot anything about misinformation, or if I missed anything or messed up anything, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to talk to you guys. I treat YouTube as a community. That's how I grew up with it back in like 2008, 2009. So I just love talking with you guys. Let me know. See you guys later, and peace.